It's a pretty frigid December day in our nation's capital. We got our space heaters on full blast up in the booth at FedEx Field. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington football team. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On third down, Mayfield. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the foot. Before being taken down. A big play that time. Through the air, 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Throwing, Mayfield. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level. Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And they'll get this down to the 10. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it.
And they're going to get it. They bring it down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Mayfield to throw it. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll be out of bounds.
Let's go. Let's go. And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape for the 1st and goal.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Mike Burton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 12 plays in length. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
A carry for Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too. They're
obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 41 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Another run on 2nd down with Carter. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself a...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And the tackle there by Chris Barnes. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, Hunt. Tackle made by Chase Young. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Mayfield's throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The numbers for him from a week ago: 10 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get...
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Mayfield. Under pressure, they got him again. Montez Sweat in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. The Eagles on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be third and forever. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
And some room to work. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. A throw to the flat for Carter. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain down.
Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point pretty close to that right upright, but he does get it to go. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw, Mayfield. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Montez Sweat, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They'll run on 1st down. It's Gibson. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6, and it was Washington winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here at FedEx Field. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And Washington has taken the lead. No problem there on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead in there is short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half. Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
He's going to go up top again. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime.
A first down carry by Sanders, well defensed as they'll hold him to just a couple. Second down coming up.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down.
Mayfield down. And Sanders has got it complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
On first down, right back to Gibson.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 42.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And brought get it to their 30-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll look to throw here on first down. Keeps himself upright.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll set up to throw. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They go play action here on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They're going to look to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, touchdown number 22 on the season.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
Let's go.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane.
Gibson. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Carter.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. They'll try to run with Gibson.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson
with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
They'll try and throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense. Right?
That's true. You've said that before. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
This one complete to Scott Miller. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That's 30 yards now in the last two plays, back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. They're not there through it.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Chase Young in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that'll get the deficit back to 16. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. Their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now here's a throw that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back now at FedEx Field. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL.
on EA Sports. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Back to throw again. Trying to lay one up deep. Touchdown! It's complete. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And Washington going to add on to their lead.
Extra point up and through. And that pushes the lead up to 23. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. And that's complete to Sanders. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times and 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. There goes a deep ball, end zone.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there on 4th and 10. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. And the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those
touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goedert with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than 1 play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Gibson again. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Washington on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Tressway now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Going up top for Miller. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Scotty Miller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles get a score closer. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim 1-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all...
It got his man, complete! And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run with Gibson. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Gibson again, and I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. They'll go. It's Gibson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson taking it in from a yard out. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Extra point safely through, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. To throw again on second down. Mayfield. And incomplete.
Well, to me, there is no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on third down.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on 4th and 1. That's sort of a prime example, is it not, of selling out defensively on 4th and short?
It certainly is, because what you're doing defensively is saying you're going to stop them right there at the line of scrimmage or make a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Instead, they get just enough of a hole chopped, and you're thin on the 2nd and 3rd levels. Then you become a chaser instead of a tackler.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just a yard to go here on second down. Throwing, Mayfield. The Sanders has got it complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Well, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Open man is Miller. He's got a touchdown. Scotty Miller, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles make some inroads here on that deficit. They get one more as the extra point's up and good, as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll go again with Gibson. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll run with Carter. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Gibson here running out of the gun. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 124 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he fires one incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles defense able to hold. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not because...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Mayfield trying to get him up to the line as fast as he can. Into the hands of Sanders. He finds an opening past the 40. And he's going to get some of that yardage back. Still doesn't have a first down, but he does get out of bounds to stop the clock.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Mayfield to throw. Pass caught. Miller. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. One last shot from Mayfield here. It's caught by Sanders. But, Charles, a one-score game. Down to the end we went. They had one final